Right. Hello, everybody. Whoa, okay, there we go. All right. It is Tuesday night. No,
Yeah.
we're good. We'll find. I'll just scrunch in
Yeah.
on you. There you go. It's our comic book preview stream here at Fantasy
Yeah.
Books and Games. I'm Aaron. This is
Hey, what
Sam.
up?
It's not like a huge release week.
Which I was surprised by.
Yeah, because this Saturday is Free Comic Book Day.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got a select few of the free comics coming out this day. Not all of them. There's like
Ooh.
46, 48 books that will be available.
Dang.
You can go to pretty much any participating comic book store, I guess.
Mhm.
But as far as I know, like every comic book store participates
Yeah.
in Free Comic Book Day. And there'll just be a lot of titles that are for free. You can just walk in and take them, and you can come into our store. Like I said, Fantasy Books and Games, Fairview Heights, Illinois, and we'll have I think every single issue. Like we always try to order at least some of everything,
Mm-hmm.
and so there's a lot of different ones to choose from. There's some for kids, some for adults.
Yep.
And let's just show some of them off. I normally like to start
I was
these
about
streams.
to say, you're like
We're off the
totally
rails
throwing
here.
off stuff.
So I normally like to start with the facsimiles. We'll get to them. I
Okay,
think
cool.
Free Comic Book Day is kind of important. We're not going to flip through any of these, partially because I want to tantalize you. I don't want to give any of these free ones away
Yeah.
just yet. But also because we are still experiencing some technical difficulties from last week,
With
and
the
so I
camera,
don't. Yeah, with the downward
Oh,
camera.
no.
So we can show off the covers, but we won't be like switching to the big cam
That's
to
fair.
flip through stuff. But so you'll notice that this year some books will have comics giveaway day. That is the
Uh-huh.
new branding from books that are being put out through, I think it's Penguin Random House.
Okay.
And
So
then
that would be your Marvel.
Yeah.
Okay.
IDW, Marvel. There's some other publishers that are with Penguin, and then books that are through Lunar will have the classic Free Comic Book Day logo on them. So just for example, like we have Sonic the Hedgehog. There will be a free issue of Sonic the Hedgehog this Saturday. All you
Cool.
Sonic fans, you can come in and grab it. There is also Spidey and His Amazing Friends, and one of the reasons I'm highlighting this is because Jeff the Land Shark is in this issue.
Yep.
Jeff is just, I mean, he's the new character there. I'm surprised they haven't like licensed him more.
Yeah.
Like when Baby Yoda became like a huge thing overnight,
and then he was on everything.
and then everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it's only a matter of time before Jeff is even more abundant than he already is.
More people have to play Rivals.
Exactly. Yeah. Something for the discerning reader. This is the Flux House double feature. These are two stories by Matt Kent, a St. Louis creator, and also one of my personal favorites, Fort Psycho and new Mind Management series.
Oh.
I'm very excited for this. I did read this issue, and it's a pretty good primer for Mind Management if you've never read it. First of all, if you've never read it, I recommend it. But also, you can get this free Comic Book Day issue, and it's a perfect introduction. So. And also, Fort Psycho is a book that he's got coming out later this year with artist Brian Hurt, and it looks pretty cool.
Okay.
It's got like a little bit of a G.I. Joe vibe, so that matches my interests. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, speaking of G.I. Joe, Free Comic Book Day, the Energon universe. We're going into year 3 of the Energon universe.
Okay.
And the big announcement, like the big thing for this year, is a Mask series. I'm surprised they don't actually have the logo here, but Mask. They've been like they teased it last year where they had one of the characters from Mask show up in G.I. Joe.
Okay.
And then in the last couple of issues, and in Transformers too. One of the characters was in Transformers as well, and now it's just full on. There's going to be a Mask series, and if you don't know what Mask is, that's okay. It was never as popular as G.I. Joe or Transformers, so I'm kind of curious to see how it's gonna like play out.
Yeah.
Because like I did have some Mask toys as a kid.
I was like, I don't even. I'm familiar with it only because I work here.
Exactly, and it's a logical addition to the Energon universe because Mask basically was somebody being like, you know what's popular? G.I. Joe and Transformers. What if we put them together in their own toy line where you have like army men in transforming vehicles? And that's it. So it's like it was never as popular, like I said, because I feel like it was a little too like toy-etic. You know, it was like clearly like just toys. Obviously, Transformers were and GI Joe also were just toys, but like I don't know, they just had that little extra spark, you know, to them. But anyway, I am looking forward to it because I am enjoying the Energon universe.
Nice.
Another thing that stood out to me: the Greatest American Hero. Who here remembers the Greatest American Hero? Have you ever seen an episode of the Greatest American? This is an episode, yeah.
Okay, I love that cover.
So it's a nice cover.
Yeah.
This is David Mack. That's why it's a good-looking cover.
Yeah.
This is even before my time. This, I believe, was a short-lived TV show. I want to say the late 70s. It could have been the early 80s. The guy definitely has 70s hair, though. Yeah. I'll tell you that much. But yeah, so somebody's got the license to it. It was a short-lived superhero show.
Okay.
Like he's a superhero.
Yeah.
But it, like, as far as I know, it existed as a TV show. It wasn't like an adaptation of a comic book or anything. So I'm sure there probably have been comics at some point. I don't know. I have no idea, but I know I'm pretty sure it was originally just a TV show. Oh. So, yep, kind of neat that they're doing something with that again.
Nice.
Another one to look out for, Conan, Tales of the Tyrant King. Every year, Titan puts out a Conan Free Comic Book Day issue, and it is, if I'm not mistaken, it's like a unique issue. It's not like a reprint of something, and it's a teaser for the whatever crossover series they do. They've been doing the last 2 years. They've done like a Conan saga where there's other Robert Howard characters involved, like, and it kind of spans eras and time, and I've enjoyed all of them, and I'm looking forward to this one as well. Another one to briefly mention, Mark Spears, Monsters. Mark Spears is continuing to, have his little moment. That sounded more condescending than I meant it to sound. So good on him. I know he had a free comic book last year, and it was very sought after. So I'm sure this one will also be. I do like this cover of like a kid reading a comic book cover, and clearly is like Hulk by way of Frankenstein there, so I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Another thing that I know a lot of people are excited for, Dungeon Crawler Carl, the graphic novel. So yeah, come in and get that. I have nothing else to say about that. Disney's Stitch. I know Stitch is super popular with a lot of people, and they've been doing Stitch comics for a couple of years now. But for you know what, always use more.
Yeah.
There's another Sonic. This is Sonic DC, or DC Sonic, I should say. This is a reprint of. This is just the first issue from last year.
Okay.
So I think DC just decided, why not? Why not just put the first issue out for free Comic Book Day? The trade paperback of the entire series is out. We have it on the shelf, but you can get the first issue for free and see if you like it. A few others. Street Fighter, have you seen the trailer for the new Street Fighter movie?
I'm excited. They're really leaning into the goofy. Maybe goofy isn't the right word.
No, this is like the kitschy, the kitschiness of it. Like, I appreciate that they're not trying to make a movie version of Street Fighter.
Right.
Which is what the old one was, which was terrible. Jean-Claude Van Damme as Guile. But trailer looked amazing. Like, the casting was all on point. I like that they just looked like the characters in the video game. They did their moves from the video game. Oh man, it was so cool. So yeah, Street Fighter Forever, baby.
Yeah.
Something is Killing the Children. I know this is a popular one. This is Road to Slaughter. This is, I think, is a preview of a new issue. And also Lego Batman. This is like a tie-in to the Lego Batman games comic book. I don't know if there's going to be more Lego Batmans. I did read this issue, and it's like a self-contained story that's like to be continued in the video game. So maybe they'll do more. I did kind of like it. I don't want to I'm not going to flip through it, but like it. I haven't actually played the Lego Batman games. I've played some of the Lego Star Wars games, and I like them a lot. Yeah. But I like that this comic did a lot of like homages to classic Batman stories. Like every panel is, I'm reading and I'm like, oh, that's from Year One. That's from Dark Knight. That's Returns. That So, but with the Lego,
right?
So
they
that's
brushed
fun.
up on their history.
They did, yeah. They know what they're doing. Okay, so that's just a choice selection of the free comic. We will have like 30 other books. And like I said, you can go to pretty much any comic book store, but you should come to ours.
You should really come here.
Yeah. All right, now let's start proper with how we normally start. Speaking of Batman, Facsimiles, the newest issue of Batman Dark Knight is out. This is a reprint. Oops, there we go. Facsimile reprint of the classic series by Frank Miller and Klaus Janson and Lynn Varley. And it's been interesting to read this in these reprints because I really like Dark Knight Returns. It's never been my favorite Batman story, but it's just so unique. Yeah. Like there's just never been another Batman comic like it. So it always stands out. But rereading it now, it is interesting how so of its time it is. It's very 1980s.
Right. And how differently it looks from like a 2026 lens.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. And not just the story, the art too. Right. Like it's all like it's very unique. So very cool. I mean, this is a book that's been in print like constantly, but it's nice that they're doing these reprints.
Yeah.
This is now we got a couple of like half facsimiles. That's the only true facsimile. Skybound is doing another G.I. Joe, and I forgot to look up what the significance of this issue is. This is a reprint of issue 14, and this is like the Hama Files edition. So you can kind of see in the back page, there's a little write-up from Larry Hama just talking about the issue. I really enjoyed that Skybound is reprinting these. I kind of sort of wish they would just go ahead and reprint the whole series, but that's like 155 issues, so I understand why they don't. I mean, we have the compendiums, like you can just get those. But I think it's neat that they're doing these select Hama Files issues. I really like them. And then another, this is like we're going to talk about this one pretty early because it's like almost a facsimile.
Right.
Can you have a facsimile of a book that was never actually printed?
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
I don't know.
I of course am talking about Swamp Thing 1989. And this is, if you don't know, this is issue 88 that was never published. It was originally supposed to come out in 1989. It's written by Rick Veitch, art by Michael Zulli and Vince Locke. And this issue is the infamous issue where Swamp Thing goes back in time and meets Jesus. And it was not published by DC. There's a little write-up in the back that kind of talks about the political climate at the time. And Rick Veitch quit the book. Like his run was not finished because he just said, well, if you're not going to do that issue, I'm quitting in protest and I'll never work for DC again.
Yeah.
So they're finally printing it after like 30 something years. So like I said, the reason it's kind of a half facsimile is because it's dressed up to look like it would have looked in 1989. There's even advertisements on the back page, like there's an advertisement for the Batman movie. There are several ads for like other DC books at the time. These are house ads that they would have had, and even the like the intro. This is like what the editorial page would have been for Swamp Thing 88. So I think it's really cool. Not only that it's finally getting printed, but they're printing it. Like I said, it's like a facsimile. It's like at the issue it would have been. The only thing is it doesn't have any other like non-house ads in it. Right. It doesn't have like an ad for a Walkman or a video Atari game or
video game
or
probably.
Combos. Combos were more of a 90s thing. I remember that Marvel had the Combo Man.
I don't remember.
Oh man, you got to look up the Combo Man ads. It's like it's a combination of like 12 different Marvel characters into like one character, and he's Combo Man. But do you when was the last time you even ate a combo? Do you even know what those are?
Yeah.
I don't mean to sound dismissive. I don't even know if they're still being made.
Oh yeah, they're definitely
okay. Well, good.
The pizza flavor, you got to get that.
That's right. Yes. But anyway, so did you read this issue, right?
I loved it.
Okay, I read it too. and I loved it.
Oh my God.
This is definitely my favorite thing I read this week, and I actually did read a lot of books this week, and a lot of Free Comic Book Day books. But this was incredible.
Yeah.
I think we were talking earlier. I've never read Rick Veitch's run of Swamp Thing. I read the beginning of Alan Moore's Swamp Thing, and I haven't finished it. And to this day, it's like one of the only major Alan Moore runs that I actually haven't read, not just to completion, but not read multiple times. Like everything else I've read like a dozen times, but Swamp Thing I just haven't gotten around to. So this really, really triggered me where I'm like, I need to go read some. I need to finish Alan Moore's Swamp Thing, and then I need to read Rick Veitch's Swamp Thing, because this issue was incredible. And partly because it was just a really good story, but I also, it was such a, it was refreshing to read an older style comic book that's really, really well done that I've never read before, where it was just like, oh my gosh, it's like, this is what it would have been like reading it for the first time in
something that
1989.
never got a chance to, see.
Exactly. And I think we were also talking earlier, I think there's the original cover is in the back of the book. I think we won't show it.
Yeah.
But the original cover, I think, is the reason that it got canceled. Like it was a very provocative cover. This cover is less provocative. It's more what would you say?
Like the symbolism is there.
That's what.
But it's very subtle.
It's subtle. It's subtle with its intent.
And it's not as not maybe off-putting isn't the right word, but that original cover image was just like very grisly.
It was grisly. Even disregarding the subject matter, like it had like almost like a body horror thing, where it was just like, oh, it's uncomfortable to look at. And clearly that was probably the point.
Right.
But like, I do kind of like this cover more. It's like you said, it's subtler. The symbolism is still there. And what a great issue. And there's more, like that's because he's gonna finish the run, that he would have, because it was only gonna be
in terms of the time travel story.
Yeah, it's not just this one issue. I believe they're gonna do the last 4 issues of Rick Veitch's run, and then he was gonna be done. So he walked, and it was unfinished. Like somebody else just took over and did whatever.
Wow.
So this issue was great. I'm looking forward to the next one. There was some surprises in here. I guess that's another thing too. We neither of us have read Rick Veitch's run,
right?
But as a standalone issue, I know something of Swamp Thing, but I'm not familiar with this run. I was able to just jump right into it, and it worked perfectly as just a standalone issue, even if you hadn't followed anything that had been going on in the run.
Right.
Did you feel the same way?
Oh, 100%. Even stuff like, well, I won't say which character.
I was going to say, there was another character that showed up, and I got super excited.
Yeah, because it's like, oh my gosh, that's a whole different origin story that we're now just becoming privy to.
Yeah, this would have actually kind of changed some of the DC continuity at the time.
Right.
And I had that feeling too, because the certain thing happens, and I'm like, this character is kind of reminding me a little bit. That's cool that he's kind of riffing on that. And then it was like, oh no, he's not just riffing on it. He's going for it. So that was really cool. Yeah. I loved this issue. I was so happy with it. So definitely I'm pretty sure this is going to be a hot book. Definitely get this. You don't want to miss out on it, because very, very cool. Swamp Thing Mania is happening again. All right. Let's see. This is another, it's not really a facsimile. This is just a collection. IDW Classics presents The Rocketeer. And I grabbed this because, well, first of all, it's only $1.99. And it just reprints some classic Rocketeer stories, including an original, one of the early ones by Dave Stevens. And it's got let's just look at that credits page there. There's a story by Tom Taylor and Colin Wilson. There's one by Darwin Cook, which is really, really good. And there's one by Jay Lee, which is also really good. Art by Jay Lee, written by Robert Wyndon. But yeah, let's just flip. Let's just go straight to. Oh, look at that! Look at that Darwin Cook page. Betty saves the day. It's Betty wearing the Rocketeer jacket and helmet, and her garters. This is great. Oh man, I really like the Rocketeer, and they're putting this out. It's a $2, it's a Classics Presents, because there's also a nice collected edition of
Mhm.
the Rocketeer Thrills, Spills, and Chills. And this is the new thing right now because of the success of DC's
I
Digest.
was gonna ask. So
You
that's
can
a compact
see it's a
size, if you
compact
will.
size trade paperback. It's hefty. It's got I don't think it's it can't be every Rocketeer comic, but it's a significant amount of Rocketeer stuff. And for what it was this $13.99.
Oh my
So yeah, 14 bucks, and you can get this
god,
omnibus
man!
basically of Rocketeer.
I might
I mean, I recommend it. Dave
Yeah.
Stevens Rocketeer comics are just wonderful,
Really?
and
Okay.
and I think we've talked about this before with when referring to some other Rocketeer. Oh, because there's the Monster Island one or the Island. Sorry,
Yeah.
spoiler alert, Monster Island. The
Yes.
Island that's currently in production, and Rocketeer just has a pedigree of like really good creators doing
Mhm.
fun stuff with it, and so it's like always good comics.
Okay.
So I do highly recommend it.
Nice.
Another like reprint. Oh, I forgot I was going to show these off with the facsimiles.
Oh.
So I can't really show it off properly because we don't have the large camera.
Right.
But I was talking about Free Comic Book Day. DC is reprinting DC Sonic. Well, this Wednesday they are also reprinting all 5 issues of the original series with these special connecting covers. So like you can see here's like issue 1, and then issue 2 connects to that. Oops, yeah, there we go. Yeah, you can see that there. And then issue 3 connects there. So yeah, and it's all five issues. So we have them. So if you like cool connecting covers, if you're a Sonic fan, and if you like DC crossing over with Sonic, definitely check these out. And if you're not sure, you can at least grab the free comic on Saturday, and then come back and buy them all. Another trade paperback that's coming out tomorrow that I'm pretty excited about, Nerd Inferno. This is, I think it's a comprehensive omnibus of Evan Dorkin's comics. I don't think it's like literally everything, but it's referred to as the essential Evan Dorkin, and it has, as you can see here, Milk and Cheese. It's got the complete Eltingville Club, which is one of my favorite comics of all time. And also a lot of his comics from Dork, his series Dork. Like this, Evan Dorkin has been doing comics since the 90s, and he's, as you can see, he's got a hefty amount stuff. Have you ever read Eltingville Club?
No.
Put it on your list.
Eltingville Club.
It's in the back of this, like
the whole thing.
The whole thing, yeah. There we go. There's Eltingville Club, and it is just like I almost wanted to say slice of life. It's a comedy about a group of 4 like comic book nerds.
Sure.
And how they're all just like miserable, and they make I like this. They make their lives miserable because they're always just fighting, and it's like it's a very acerbic satire of comic book culture of the time. It is, and it's like mean spirited too, to a certain degree, but also you, as somebody who works in a comic book store and has been in the comic book life, you're going to read that and you're going to be like, I recognize that. Yeah. It's some of it is a little too close for comfort. And I'm not just saying that as somebody who works in a comic book store, as somebody who grew up in immersed in the friend comic book geekdom, classic nerd, not these trendy cool new nerds we have now, like classic geeks who were truly ostracized outsiders. And you read that and you're just like, oh man, I feel like I did that at one point in time.
So it's a lot of cringy moments.
It's cringe. It is very cringe, but very, very funny.
Oh man, it sounds like I'd love it.
You will love. I predict now you will love the Eltingville Club. This omnibus is going to set you back $34.99.
That's not so
which
bad.
is not bad for a big fat omnibus.
Thick.
And also the other stuff in here is really good too. Milk and Cheese is a classic.
Right.
I've
never read any, but I'm familiar enough with them.
Yeah. It's good stuff. So you can't go wrong with some Evan Dorkin.
Nice.
All right, let's gosh, it's been like 30 minutes now. Let's talk about some new comics that are coming out tomorrow.
That is all like facsimiles and Free Comic Book Day stuff.
And then collected editions and compendiums and stuff. Yeah, but all right. So anyway, so like we said, it's kind of a light week for new stuff. but I gotta say, there's some choice new things that I'm really excited about. We
Okay.
already talked about Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
Another one I'm really excited about is Warbird. This
Ooh.
is from Bad Idea, and the cover is by Frank Quitely, one of
Okay.
my favorite artists. And I saw that all I saw was Frank Quitely cover, and I was like, well, I'm buying that instantly.
No matter what.
Yeah, it's written by Derek Kolstrad, sorry, and Robert Venditti, who I'm not familiar with Kolstrad, but Robert Venditti's been writing a lot of stuff for Bad Idea. And so I was like, okay, I'm on board. All I need is Frank Quitely. And then I saw that he was only drawing the cover and he wasn't drawing the interiors. And I got a little disappointed until I saw that the interiors are drawn by Jesse Lonergan, who is another artist that I really, really like. So I take it all back. I'm super excited for this comic again. This is issue 0, and it's basically like a little preview primer for what the main series is going to be. And it looks like it's kind of like heist action.
Sure.
Like basically this story is just about a guy that has to repossess a fancy motorcycle. Oh, I'm on the wrong page. A guy that has to repossess a fancy motorcycle off of a yacht. And the whole story is just like him driving around the yacht while people are shooting at him, trying to stop him. And they got to wait for the timing so that his partner brother with the speedboat can get into the right position so he can, get the boat off the yacht.
And he's got to repo it. What?
Because he's just a fancy super spy who does super spy repo stuff. It was great. I really liked it. Okay, and cool. As a 0 issue, it is also only $1.99. So, like, again, a $2 comic. Like, come on, you can grab that and enjoy it for $2 easy. Also, tomorrow, the last issue of Skinbreaker, number 8. Did you get to read this one?
I loved it.
I also really loved it. This has been a great series.
That is the last issue. That's all
as far as I know. That's okay. Well, it's definitely
it felt like it could have been, but
it's the end of the story arc for sure.
Yeah.
And as I understood, I wouldn't be surprised if like that was it was planned as this 8-issue series, but maybe they'll do more in the future if they feel like it.
I wouldn't mind that.
I wouldn't complain if they did some more, because I enjoyed this quite a bit. It was a solid ending, and kind of echoing what we've said about all the previous issues. Nothing like super complex. No. Just like satisfying.
It's like the whole thing struck me as kind of like a parable.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, it's just like this neat little story about humanity, or orcs from alien
these
planet.
Types of alien tribesmen, whatever they're supposed to be. Yeah.
And it was like the delivery was just really, and I don't mean that in a dismissive way, that it was just simple and straightforward. Like it was just straight to the point.
And of course the art is just incredible. Like it's a shame I don't have my downward camera, because I can't really sell you on these giant 2-page spreads. Like David Finch, he's doing some of the best work of his career in this thing. Yeah. So last issue, I loved it. I really, really liked it. Highly recommend. There will be, I'm sure, a collected edition out soon. I think they're even going to do a Treasury hardcover, because they've been doing so if you didn't get the Treasury issues that they've also been putting out alongside this, like their giant size, I think they're going to do an oversized hardcover, so you really get to appreciate just the art at such a large scale. Yeah, very, very cool.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Something from my regular pull. I mean, what kind of week would it be if I didn't talk about G.I. Joe at least once?
Yeah.
This is continuing the silent missions about Cobra characters. This one is about Firefly. This is by Jorge Fornes, and it's great. That's all I gotta say. It's really, really good. Legitimately, one of my favorites of the new crop of silent missions. This one in particular was really, really good.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so here's a new number 1. Batman and Wonder Woman. This is, what is this called? Truth. Batman and Wonder Woman Truth. This is a one-shot by Jeff Loeb and Jim Cheung. I had never learned how to pronounce his name. This is, they advertise this, it's funny to me, they advertise this as taking place in the Hush universe.
In the
which
Hush
I'm
universe?
like, or like the Hush
Like time period?
continuity. I think they
Okay.
said Hush continuity,
Uh,
and I'm like, well, it's just Batman continuity, right? Like,
yeah.
but it's funny that like I think it's just supposed to be like a side story like if you like Hush, like
Okay.
I didn't read this, I also think it's funny that there's a reason that Jim Lee didn't draw this. It's because they still
Oh.
haven't finished the Hush 2 story arc.
Right.
They're like a year behind, a year and a half
Has
behind.
it been that long? Oh my
It's been
God.
pretty long. Like
Yeah.
because the Matt Fraction Batman run is on issue like 8,
Yeah.
and that was supposed to come out after the Jim Lee run finished. So yeah.
Dang it.
Anyway, but if you do like the Jeff Loeb Batman Hush stuff, this is a nice little side story. Another number one, Michael Moorcock's Elric.
Nice.
Just grabbed this on a whim. I've not read a lot of Elric comics. I know that he was in the Marvel Conan the Barbarian
Right.
back in the 70s, but I have read some of the short stories, Michael Moorcock short stories, and he's a cool character.
Yeah, he
So
is.
yeah, have you read much Elric?
I have. I read some of the like older. I can't remember the creators who were attached to it, but Elric of Melnibone.
Okay.
If I'm pronouncing that correctly, and some of those are really fun.
Cool.
I like that he is kind of like, he's not quite an anti-hero. Like, he's a cool character.
Yeah, he's a cool character. He's not an overt hero though.
No.
That's the whole thing. It's a darker fantasy.
Yeah, the kingdom that he rules over is pretty screwed up.
Yeah.
And, yeah. So.
Yeah. So cool stuff. All right, I got a couple of more books to show off. What's something that you have over there? I've been doing a lot of talking.
We read a lot of the same things this week.
We
so
did.
I don't have a whole lot. I did not get a chance to read White Sky or Murder Hobo. That was in my stack.
Well, we can show them off real quick.
Let's do
that we got them.
So we got Murder Hobo.
Yeah. So another number one, Murder Hobo. I read there was a Murder Hobo series a few years ago. This is a new one. It's kind of like I was telling you earlier. It's funny that this is coming out. I can't help but wonder if it's because of the success of Dork, because it feels very similar to Dork, except not as all ages friendly. Right. Like this is definitely going crass. It's definitely R-rated. I mean, it's called Murder Hobo. Like
you get what
you get what you pay for, right? But it's definitely like a raunchy comedy, type of a book. So
I can see where that would be mimicking Dork a little.
A little bit, like I mean, and it's a comedic take on fantasy setting. That's the only real similarity between the two, and they're hardly the only ones that have ever done a comedic fantasy setting. But anyway, I did wonder. I was like, oh, I wonder if like Dork's blowing up, so somebody's like, get me more Murder Hobo. Now's our chance. And you know what? They're probably right. Now's our chance.
Strike while the iron's hot.
You got to, man. And then also you said there's a new issue of White Sky, number 3.
I did not. I really liked the first 2 issues of that quite a bit.
Okay. Okay. Good.
Pretty cool ghost story.
Nice. Yeah. I didn't read issue 1. I kind of like missed this one, so I might check out the trade when it comes out. But yeah, that's cool. You get your recommendation.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Cool. Another number 1 coming out tomorrow, Zatanna. I know a couple of people that are excited for this. We have some employees that work here that really love Zatanna. And this is basically just a continuation of the previous Zatanna series. Okay. It's the same creator and everything. It's Jamal Campbell, writer and artist. And he did the previous 5-issue series. And that's like, I get, this is, again, our downward camera's not giving you the full effect of this double page spread. His art is really, really good. And I like how Zatanna's a character I've never particularly been interested in, but I like the way he's building up this mythology around her of like the magical realm of DC, and that's something that I'm not totally read up on, so it's like a lot of this is all new to me. But it's solid, and Zatanna is a fun character. I like that she's like, she's kind of like DC's Doctor Strange, but with pizzazz. Yeah. Like she's got a little flair, showmanship to what she does. but yeah, I enjoyed this issue, and if you, if you've been reading Zatanna, you will love this. Like I said, it's just a continuation. It's
Right.
it is. I should say also, it is a decent jumping on point though as a #1 issue. That was actually my favorite thing about it. I was able to, similar to the Swamp Thing issue, I was able to read this and just get a complete, satisfying single issue, while that was also a part of a larger ongoing story.
And that's what a comic should do.
That's what a comic should do. Call me a stickler, but I feel like, yeah. But anyway, so yeah, Zatanna #1. Check it out. All right. I got one more book here. Is this the last one?
That's
you
the
have?
last one I got.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Another big release that I was excited for, also from Bad Idea, Tony Millionaire's Oddball Odyssey. I'm sorry, Oddballs Odyssey. The character's name is Oddball. And I think I mentioned to you earlier when
the title is perfect.
The title is perfect because the two words that I would use to describe this book are Oddballs Odyssey. Like that perfectly describes the book.
Yeah.
You know exactly what you're getting. If you're not familiar with Tony Millionaire, he's an underground alt cartoonist. He did the Drinky Crow comic strip, which was also adapted into an Adult Swim cartoon, and he did a Sock Monkey. He did a Sock Monkey comic, Adventures of Sock Monkey, something like that. I've not read a ton of his stuff. I've read some Drinky Crow whenever I just come across it. I like his art style a lot. It's very...
Wait a minute. The credits are different.
Oh, oh man, this is good catch. This is totally a Bad Idea thing. Look at this. Look at these covers. I'll bet you these are both A covers, but they have different pull quotes on the front cover. How about the good job, Bad Idea. You pulled that one on us.
I almost missed that.
Like, because the let's see.
Are the barcodes the same?
Let's see. I'm just gonna read these really quick. Barcodes are the same. Okay. Just like depending on which issue you're gonna grab, you might have a different pull quote. The one you had has a pull quote from Elvis Costello. Mine has one from Charles Burns. Oh, Bad Idea, you scamps.
I don't know if
you
we
rascals.
Just started something there. I don't know.
We might have. We'll see which one's the most sought after pull quote. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna go through all the issues now and see which. I imagine it's all the same pull quotes that are on the back here. There's Pendleton Ward, Patton Oswalt, Elvis Costello, and Charles Burns.
Okay.
So I'll bet it's just like a different pull quote from the four of them on the main cover.
I guess you just pick your favorite celebrity. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I might actually like Charles Burns, but you know what? I mean, Pendleton Ward, Adventure Time.
Yeah.
Elvis Costello. You know, come on. First of all, what a unique person to have a pull quote from. Like, and then Patton Oswalt. I like Patton. I got nothing against him.
He's cool.
Anyway, let's talk about the actual comic.
Yeah.
This is a one-shot, one and done, and I guess you could say it's a surreal, psychedelic odyssey.
Yes.
Like I said, Oddballs Odyssey. It's silly. It's, I don't know, how would you describe this story?
It was funny. I enjoyed flipping through. I really enjoyed the art quite a bit.
Yeah.
I thought that was definitely the selling point of the book, was just how invested he is in the detail. And
yeah. I mean, look at these. Like, a lot of these pages have big panels, like full. If it's not a full page, it's like 2, maybe 3 panels, right, and there's just so much work put onto the page. Yeah. And it's really, really cool looking. His characters' expressions are really fun. Like, I really like the way he draws these silly characters. And yeah, it's basically there's a write up at the beginning where he kind of talks about like what's been.
I liked his quote about like studying art. Like, there was, I guess, someone he had talked to who was wanting to study art to be a comic book artist. And he was just like, study painting.
Study all the other stuff. Don't study comics. Yeah.
Which is wild.
Yeah, but it's like, I get it. Yeah. Like, because you want to be able to bring some outsider like ideas into the comics, right. And just like study art, so then you can bring that to comic book,
Okay,
comic book
yeah.
storytelling. Yeah, I love this.
Yeah, I liked it too.
It's kind of like, I think he said it's like a kind of the story of his life to a certain degree. Like it
Yeah.
starts out, the main character is, kind of a degenerate, and then he meets a swan, and then he goes on an adventure to like find the swan, and it's like it's all kind of a metaphor for growing up and getting into a relationship. But it's really good.
Yeah, it was
I
really good.
I really liked it. All right, well, that's everything. That's everything we got for today.
Dang.
I mean, I don't even know. Like, I recommend Oddballs Odyssey. I recommend
Swamp Thing.
Swamp Thing. Those
Yeah.
would be my two biggest recommendations. But there's like some other good stuff in here too. Zatanna was really good. Skinbreaker, of course, was great. Like,
Yeah.
check that out, guys.
I'd have to say Skinbreaker and Swamp Thing were probably my favorite two from this week.
Yeah, those are good.
Yeah.
So there we have it. All right, everybody. Remember, Free Comic Book Day is this Saturday, so come on in, get some free comic books, and then if you didn't make it here on Wednesday, you can buy yourself a copy of Oddballs Odyssey.
What time do the doors open on Free Comic Book Day?
9 a.m.
9 a.m. Okay.
Yep. And if you are in line before the doors open, you are entered into a raffle to win a free comic book every week for a year. So if you come into the store once a week, that's free $4.99, $5.99 comic.
That's a good deal.
Good deal. You know how much that adds up to over the course of a year? 52 weeks.
Whoa.
I don't even want to think about it
because
that's how much I'm spending. All right, everybody, we're gonna call it there. So thanks for tuning in, and we will see y'all tomorrow. Goodbye.
Bye.